Welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. The TotalEnergies BWF World Championships is set to take place at the Adidas Arena in Paris on August 25th. Sadly, Victor Axelsen has not recovered in time to compete at the venue where he won an Olympic gold medal. The Dane's withdrawal, however, paved the way for Alwi Farhan to make his first appearance at the prestigious event. The Indonesian will be joined by returning stars Anthony Sinisuka Ginting and Gregoria Mariska Tunjung in Paris. Ginting and Tunjung had made their comeback at the Daihatsu Japan Open in July. Although the Indonesians lacked match fitness after being sidelined for months due to injury and illness, Peter Gator believes these returning stars are still a threat at the World Championships.
They have been out for a long time. You know, Tunjung and Ginting, they had some time, even though they played some tournaments. Even though we did not see them at their best at these tournaments, they still had more weeks now. So I'm sure they will add on to the fitness. They will also add on to the sharpness, to the focus. And once they enter the World Championships, there will be no pressure on them. So they can play 100% free. And sometimes that's a good thing. Secondly, they have not played a lot of tournaments recently, so mentally they are hungry. They are not fatigued in any way, and maybe the lack of match form, you know, I think this hunger and this energy, it can make out for the loss. Lissigier, we really don't know exactly where he is. The fact that he did not play for a long time, he will not have high expectations. And knowing he's coming from one of the countries with the highest expectations for their home players, so maybe it's a good thing that he can come a bit from behind and he can play without any kind of pressure. And of course, we will have to wait and see where he is. But he is a match player, and he is a unique player who can make crazy performances on his best days. So I'm sure for all the men's singles and the top seeds taking part, he's not a player they would like to meet in early rounds. They would prefer to go another way than matching up against him. And then we'll see if maybe he can, you know, is he able to do more? That he can do one really good match? Is he able to do 2 or 3 or more good matches in a row? That's the big question. But I think no matter who he will play in the first round, he will have a shot at it. I think they no doubt that they will already have improved that in the past 2 weeks and the next 2-3 weeks. They will improve that. So this will only play a role if they're going to play 5 matches in a row. So I think that for the early matches, you will only see them become sharper and sharper. Also, I look at all 3 of them and I see match players. I see tournament players, you know, like they are all able to pull out something special on their best days. So I think they will be very dangerous. And even though they have not performed at their best and Ginting losing early rounds, and so he's still a very, very dangerous player for all men's singles. So I think they will come to the Worlds and can make some surprises, and everybody has to watch out for them, for sure.
Here's a look at the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships singles draw. Gregoria Mariska Tunjung's first round opponent is Petra Majsnerova, who is ranked 113 in the world. Should the Indonesian make it to the quarterfinals, she could potentially face An Se-young. Chen Yufei, who is in the same half of the draw, might bump into Ratchanok Intanon before facing the world number 1 in the semi-finals. In the men's singles, Shi Yiti gets a stern test in Lakshya Sen for his opening round. Lee Zijia, who returns after 5 months out with injury, takes on Korea's Jeon Hyuk Jin. Anthony Sinisuka Ginting is set to face home favorite Toma Popov, while Kunlavut Vitidsarn begins his title defense against Uriel Francisco Canjura Artiga. Let's look back at the world number 3's winning moment at the World Championships.
ครับก็ถือว่าเป็นอีก1 ปีแล้วกันที่ค่อนข้างโอเคครับแล้วก็ทุกรอบเนี่ยค่อนข้างหนักหมดแล้วก็พยายามที่จะเพราะว่าชายเดี่ยวสมัยนี้ค่อนข้างที่จะหนักหมดทุกคนครับ
Yeah, that's super. It's one game all. It's going wide, and he's done it. Kunlavut Vitidsarn adds a world title to his list of achievements.
Kunlavut Vitidsarn made history that day by becoming the first Thai in men's singles to win the 2023 World Championships. Since then, he has collected an Olympic silver medal in 2024 and reached the world #1 ranking in 2025. Despite his numerous achievements, Kunlavut said that he remains the same person he was 2 years ago.
เป็นหนึ่งความฝันแล้วกันครับที่เราอยากได้ตั้งแต่วัยเด็กนะครับก็มีชิงแชมป์โลกก็คือหนึ่งในนั้นอยู่แล้วก็คือมีชิงแชมป์โลกโอลิมปิกเกมแล้วก็ออลอิงแลนด์ซึ่งมันเป็น3รายการที่พอเรายังเด็กเนี่ยเราก็มีความฝันแล้วอยู่มาวันหนึ่งเราสามารถที่จะคว้าแชมป์ในรายการชิงแชมป์โลกได้ก็เป็นอะไรที่สุดยอดครับก็สำหรับผมกับโพไดเนี่ยเราเล่นด้วยกันมาตั้งแต่เยาวชนครับก็เราก็เหมือนกับรู้ทางกันรู้สไตล์การเล่นของซึ่งกันและกันนะครับก็ทำให้เวลาเล่นเนี่ยเหมือนจะรู้ทางกันพยายามที่จะและยิ่งสไตล์เดียวกันเนี่ยมันเป็นอะไรที่ต้องใช้เวลาหน่อยถ้าเราจะตีจบแต้มไวนั่นก็คือการที่เราเล่นเสี่ยงมากเกินไปทำให้เราอาจจะเสียแต้มได้ง่ายซึ่งบางทีพอเราเสียแต้มไม่ง่ายเยอะๆเนี่ยก็อาจจะทำให้เราตกอยู่ในสถานการณ์ลำบากครับก็ทำให้เราต่างคนต่างที่จะต้องเผาพลังงานซึ่งกันและกันก็คือการเล่นให้นานไม่มีการเสียเองเล่นให้นานแล้วก็หาช่องครับเล่นให้เป็นตัวของตัวเราเองแล้วก็ทำตามแผนที่เราได้คุยกับโค้ชมาครับก็นั่นแหละครับก็ถือว่าเป็นงานที่ดีในปีนั้นครับดีใจครับเพราะว่าคุณพ่อคุณแม่ก็รวมถึงน้องสาวก็ซัพพอร์ตผมได้อย่างดีครับก็เราก็พยายามที่จะมุ่งมั่นตั้งใจทำหน้าที่ของเราเองให้ดีที่สุดเพราะว่าเราก็เป็นแค่ใน1 วันเราแค่ฝึกซ้อมกินแล้วก็พักผ่อนอย่างเงี้ยเราไม่ได้เหนื่อยเหมือนกับคุณพ่อคุณแม่ที่แบบบางทีต้องขับรถไปไหนมาไหนอะไรเงี้ยครับก็หลังจากนั้นก็พยายามที่จะมองหาเป้าหมายต่อไปครับพอเราได้แล้วเนี่ยเราก็อยากที่จะคว้าในรายการออลอิงแลนด์หรือโอลิมปิกเกมอะไรเงี้ยที่ค่อนข้างยากเหมือนกันนะครับแต่ว่ายังไม่เป็นไรถ้าเรามีโอกาสได้แข่งชิงแชมป์โลกอีกครั้งหนึ่งเราก็อยากที่จะทำมันให้ได้อีกเพราะนั่นคือทำสถิติของเราสู้กับตัวเราเองครับสำหรับผมก็ไม่ว่าจะในสนามหรือนอกสนามก็เป็นคนธรรมดาเหมือนเดิมครับก็เราก็พยายามที่จะทำอาชีพตรงนี้ให้ดีที่สุดก่อนเพราะว่าผมมองว่าอาชีพนักกีฬาแบดมินตันในประเภทชายเดี่ยวค่อนข้างที่จะสั้นครับเราก็อยากที่จะทำช่วงณเวลาตรงนี้ให้ดีที่สุดครับครับผมว่าเป็นปีที่ยากเหมือนกันนะครับแล้วก็ชิงแชมป์โลกปีนี้เราก็อยากที่จะรักษามันให้ได้อีกสักครั้งหนึ่งครับเพราะว่าชายเดี่ยวผมว่ายากมากๆซึ่งเราก็พยายามที่จะเรียนรู้ต่อไปนะครับในช่วงนี้ก่อนที่จะไปแข่งชิงแชมป์โลกเนี่ยเราก็พยายามที่จะเรียนรู้ในทุกๆแมตช์พยายามที่จะพัฒนาตัวเองในทุกๆแมตช์เพื่อรายการชิงแชมป์โลกครับ
This year, the mixed doubles discipline has seen 13 different winners across 18 HSBC BWF World Tour events. According to our expert Selena Peak, one of those winning pairs could lift the World Championship title after Seo Seong-jae and Chae Yu-jung decided not to defend their crown in Paris.
The favorites for mixed doubles in Paris, that's an interesting one, because if you have seen the pairs who all won a medal in Paris, they're not there anymore. So I think this is the event who is most open in a way. My personal favorite needs to be Wang Dongping and Feng Jiangche. Also looking at the win rate of this season, they won 28 matches. They only lost 3 matches this year. Plus they had a little bit of a shaky year because they have swapped partners. In my opinion, actually it has been good for Feng Jiangche. I feel like looking at his performance the last few tournaments, he seems to be a little bit more in peace with himself. He seems to be a bit more relaxed on court. And I think it also showed in the last two tournaments. Also the China Open, where the pressure has been huge probably on them. And they won the tournament. So they won 4 titles in 2025, with not entering all the tournaments because they have changed partnerships. And I also feel that little bit of eagerness to do well because they have not won a medal in Paris last year. So they have to be my favorites to win the title. The surprise one, I am going for Tom and Delphine. Why Tom and Delphine are a dark horse for me, or why they are good in the technical aspect in an arena like Paris. I think because it is really tough to have a clear attack in that arena. I think the timing is pretty difficult. And a player with a lot of variation, a lot of deception, is going to shine, in my opinion. And we know it's a little bit more European style to have a little bit more variation, to really play with his drop shot, clears, use the whole court in mixed doubles. And I think Tom is so good in doing that. Combined with his speed, he is one of the trickiest mixed doubles player, in my opinion. And then he also has Delphine on his side, who is not doing too crazy stuff, but she is so good in doing what she does. She's a good defense, she's good in the serve situation. And also, with that little bit of drift in making it hard to play the whole court, it's nice to have one stable person on court who's not doing too crazy stuff. And I think that is Delphine in that partnership. And then you have Tom with his crazy energy running on court, using a lot of deception in his strokes. I think that makes the perfect combination. I have seen them play at the Paris Olympics. They went in a super tough group, super tricky group last year. But I have seen them play one of the best badminton I have seen them play in their career. So they should be my dark horse. If they can reach that level they have been reaching last year, but also the level they have been showing at the Indonesian Open, I think they can be a huge pain for a lot of pairs in this arena. So Tom and Delphine are my dark horses. Plus, maybe another pair from Europe, Matthias and Alex, because they will be definitely unseeded. They have beat To and Chen, and they have beat some good pairs along the way in Macau, and I think they are super hungry to get back to the world level. So I'm going for 2 dark horses in mixed doubles, and it has to be Europeans. So Tom and Delphine are the first dark horses for me, and the second one is Matthias and Alex. So I really look forward to who's going to take the title there. But still, my favorites to win are Wang Dongping and Feng Yangzheng.
2 of Selena's picks for mixed doubles will face each other as early as the second round at the World Championships. Matthias Christensen and Alexandra Boyer are on a collision course with top seeds Feng Yanzhe and Huang Dongping if they win their opening match. Should the world number 1 succeed, their next biggest challenge is Tom Duquel and Delphine Delroux in the quarterfinals. For more details of the draw and your favorite players' progress at the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships, please download our BWF app Badminton for you. As always, let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. That's it for the show. Join us next week in Paris as we discuss the playing conditions with our experts and catch some of the top names at the World Championships. See you next week!